Singapore is suffering from a haze caused by fires in neighboring Indonesia. Firefighting efforts are underway, but the problem is complex and there's no quick fix. Singapore is considering what role it could play in fighting this trans-boundary pollution problem. Our correspondent Miro Lu files this report.
It's this time of the year again. The city-state that is known for its gardens and tropical sunshine is now shrouded in gloomy haze and burning smell. The haze affecting Singapore and other Southeast Asian countries is mostly carried by wind from fires in Indonesia. The fires mostly started deliberately and illegally to clear forests for paper and palm oil production, are on track to match the worst ever year of 1997. Days of Singapore complaining about its neighbors' slash and burn practice have gone. Singapore understands that to solve this persistent regional problem requires more than finger pointing.
With this haze episode, we're seeing people being more aware of the link between the haze and our actions in Singapore. People are aware that consumer products in Singapore use pulp and paper, use palm oil, and we are buying the products. So that we need to have responsible purchasing.
Supermarket chains in Singapore like NTUC FairPrice have pulled from their shelves the products of Asia Pulp and Paper, or APP, one of the companies implicated in the haze. In a historic move, banks in Singapore will incorporate sustainability issues into their lending and investment policies.
This is a very new area for Singapore. Previously, we hadn't brought in finance to the picture. So the fact that Singaporeans and Singaporean firms, the private sector, are aware that financial institutions, the banks, the stock exchange, all have a role to play in sort of ensuring environmental sustainability across our region, and tying that back into stopping the haze or ending this persistent problem for the region.
The haze has imposed significant costs on the region. Tourism, retail, and conferencing are affected. Although many say it is difficult to quantify the economic impact, one professor has given it a try.
So the 1997 haze was the worst haze that we had on record until now. And I think it cost the region about $4.5 billion. But for Singapore alone, at that time, was estimated to be about $300 million. This year, the haze is almost now 2.5 months. So it's going, I think, will stretch till November. I would expect that this year's haze damage impact will be much higher than the 1997 episode.
Help is well underway. Singapore, together with Malaysia and Australia, has sent troops to Indonesia to help put out the fires that exist. So can we stop the burning? Yes, probably. But the tough questions are, will this happen again next year? And how can we solve this problem in the long run? Miro Lu, CCTV, Singapore.